The earth beneath our feet is not as still as it seems. It is alive with energy, constantly shifting and moving. This movement creates pressure. Sometimes this pressure builds up and is released suddenly. We experience this release as earthquakes. Earthquakes are a natural phenomenon, but they can be incredibly destructive. As the Earth's plates grind against each other, the risk of earthquakes is always present. Recently, there has been growing concern about the increase in earthquake activity around the world. Some areas like the Aegean region are particularly vulnerable. This region sits on a major fault line where the Eurasian and African tectonic plates collide. This makes it a hotspot for seismic activity. The consequences of a major earthquake in a densely populated region can be catastrophic. Buildings collapse, infrastructure crumbles, and lives are lost. The economic and social impacts can be felt for years. This is why understanding earthquakes and preparing for them is crucial. We need to be ready for the Earth's rumbles, as they may be a sign of bigger things to come. The Aegean Sea region is no stranger to earthquakes. Its history is marked by numerous seismic events that have shaped its landscape and culture. In recent times, the region has witnessed a surge in earthquake activity, causing concern among scientists and residents alike. The frequency and intensity of these earthquakes are a stark reminder of the powerful forces at play beneath the Earth's surface. Over the past few months, thousands of tremors have shaken the Aegean region. While most of these were minor, some were strong enough to cause damage and panic. The recent earthquake swarm has raised alarm bells, prompting experts to closely monitor the situation. They are analyzing data, looking for patterns and trying to predict what the future holds. The Aegean region's vulnerability to earthquakes stems from its unique geological location. It sits at the crossroads of several active fault lines, making it a prime location for seismic activity. The ongoing collision of the African and Eurasian plates creates immense pressure along these fault lines. This pressure continues to build up, increasing the likelihood of a major earthquake in the future. The threat of a major earthquake looms large over the Aegean region. Scientists and authorities are working tirelessly to understand these seismic events and mitigate their impact. However, the unpredictability of earthquakes makes it a constant challenge, one that requires constant vigilance and preparedness. Turkey's Aegean coastline, home to bustling cities and picturesque towns, faces a significant threat from earthquakes. Its proximity to the active fault lines in the Aegean Sea makes it particularly vulnerable to tremors and their devastating consequences. The recent increase in seismic activity in the region has heightened concerns about the safety of coastal communities. One of the most significant risks facing Turkey's Aegean coast is the potential for tsunamis. These giant waves, triggered by underwater earthquakes, can travel across vast distances at high speeds, wreaking havoc upon coastal areas. The thought of a tsunami striking the densely populated Turkish coastline is a frightening prospect. Adding to the concern is the nature of the soil in some coastal areas. Alluvial soil found in regions like Izmir, Kusadasi, and the Gokova Gulf is particularly susceptible to liquefaction during earthquakes. This phenomenon, where the ground behaves like a liquid, can lead to widespread building collapse and infrastructure damage. The potential impact of a major earthquake on Turkey's Aegean coast is a sobering reminder of the forces of nature we face. It underscores the urgent need for robust infrastructure, early warning systems, and effective disaster preparedness plans. The safety and resilience of these coastal communities depend on our ability to anticipate, prepare for, and mitigate the risks posed by earthquakes and tsunamis. The recent surge in earthquake activity in the Aegean region has sparked debate among experts. While all agree on the inherent seismic risk of the area, opinions differ on the likelihood of a major earthquake in the near future. This diversity of perspectives highlights the complexity of earthquake prediction and the challenges of preparing for such events. Some experts believe that the recent tremors are a cause for serious concern. They argue that the increased frequency and intensity of earthquakes could be a precursor to a much larger event. They point to historical data and geological evidence to support their claims. Their warnings serve as a stark reminder of the potential devastation a major earthquake could unleash. Other experts, however, caution against alarmism. They acknowledge the increased seismic activity, but emphasize that it's not unusual for seismically active regions like the Aegean. They stress the importance of ongoing monitoring and research to better understand the evolving situation. They advocate for a balanced approach, one that combines preparedness with a measured perspective. Despite differing opinions, all experts agree on the need for preparedness. They emphasize the importance of building codes, early warning systems, and public awareness campaigns. They stress that while we cannot prevent earthquakes, we can take steps to minimize their impact and save lives. Section 5. Building for safety, a matter of life and death. In earthquake-prone regions like the Aegean, building design and construction play a critical role in saving lives and reducing damage. Buildings are often the first line of defense against the destructive forces of earthquakes. Ensuring their structural integrity is paramount to safeguarding human life and minimizing the impact of seismic events. Modern building codes incorporate earthquake-resistant features designed to withstand ground shaking and prevent collapse. These features include reinforced concrete, base isolation systems, and flexible connections between building components. By adhering to these codes, we can create structures that can withstand the forces of nature. However, many older buildings, particularly those constructed before the implementation of modern seismic codes, remain vulnerable to earthquakes. These structures, often built with outdated materials and techniques, pose a significant risk to their occupants and surrounding areas. Retrofitting these buildings to enhance their earthquake resistance is crucial. The responsibility for building safety lies with architects, engineers, builders, and policymakers. It's essential to prioritize earthquake-resistant construction in all new buildings and to invest in retrofitting existing structures. The cost of prevention is far less than the cost of rebuilding after a disaster. Section 6. Technology to the rescue. Predicting the unpredictable. While accurately predicting the exact time, location, and magnitude of earthquakes remains a challenge, technology is playing an increasingly important role in helping us understand and prepare for these events. Scientists and engineers are developing innovative tools and techniques to monitor seismic activity, assess risks, and provide early warnings. One such technological advancement is the development of sophisticated seismic sensor networks. These networks, deployed across earthquake-prone regions, provide real-time data on ground motion, allowing scientists to track seismic activity and identify potential areas of concern. Artificial intelligence, or AI, is also playing a role in earthquake prediction and risk assessment. AI algorithms can analyze vast amounts of seismic data, identifying patterns and anomalies that might indicate an impending earthquake. These algorithms can also assess the vulnerability of buildings and infrastructure to earthquake damage. Another promising area of research is the use of satellite technology to monitor ground deformation. Satellites equipped with radar instruments can detect subtle changes in the Earth's surface, which can be an indicator of tectonic plate movement and potential earthquake activity. Section 7. Early warning systems, buying precious time. Early warning systems are crucial for mitigating the impact of earthquakes. These systems, designed to detect the first signs of an earthquake and issue timely alerts, can provide valuable seconds or even minutes of advance notice before the ground starts shaking. While this may seem like a short amount of time, it can be the difference between life and death. Early warning systems rely on a network of sensors that detect the initial P waves of an earthquake. These waves, which travel faster than the more destructive S waves, provide a brief window of opportunity to take protective action. The system then sends out alerts via various channels such as sirens, text messages, and mobile apps. Upon receiving an alert, individuals can take immediate steps to protect themselves, such as dropping to the ground, taking cover under a sturdy object, and holding on until the shaking stops. These simple actions can significantly reduce the risk of injury or death. Early warning systems can also trigger automated safety measures such as shutting down gas lines, stopping trains, and opening elevator doors at the nearest floor. These automated responses can help prevent secondary disasters such as fires and derailments. Section 8. Preparedness, the key to minimizing damage. While we cannot prevent earthquakes, we can take steps to minimize their impact and protect ourselves, our loved ones, and our communities. Earthquake preparedness involves a combination of individual actions, community efforts, and government policies aimed at reducing vulnerability and enhancing resilience. At the individual level, preparedness includes creating a family emergency plan, assembling a disaster supply kit, and learning basic earthquake safety procedures. It also involves securing heavy objects in homes and workplaces, identifying safe spots to take cover, and practicing earthquake drills regularly. Communities also play a vital role in earthquake preparedness. This includes conducting vulnerability assessments, strengthening critical infrastructure, and establishing communication channels for disseminating information and coordinating response efforts. Community-based organizations can play a crucial role in raising awareness, providing training, and fostering a culture of preparedness. Governments have a responsibility to enact and enforce building codes, invest in early warning systems, and conduct public awareness campaigns. They also play a critical role in coordinating emergency response efforts, providing disaster relief, and supporting communities in their recovery efforts. Section 9. A Safer Future. Learning to live with earthquakes. Earthquakes are a fact of life in many parts of the world, including the Aegean region. While we cannot eliminate the threat they pose, we can learn to live with them more safely and responsibly. By embracing a culture of preparedness, investing in resilient infrastructure, and harnessing the power of technology, we can mitigate the risks and build more resilient communities. The recent surge in earthquake activity in the Aegean region serves as a stark reminder of the importance of preparedness. It highlights the need for continued research, innovation, and collaboration to enhance our understanding of earthquakes and improve our ability to predict, prepare for, and respond to these events. As we move forward, it's essential to prioritize earthquake safety in all aspects of our lives. By working together, we can create a safer future for ourselves and generations to come, one where the destructive power of earthquakes is minimized and communities are empowered to withstand and recover from these natural disasters.